So today I have a video to put on. I'm particularly missing my dog. I had a Golden Aussie, so it was a Golden Retriever Australian Shepherd mix, and she appeared on my property. I was out back, this is when I owned an acreage, and I was smoking a pork loin. It smelled good. And my Great Dane, who I also miss, went running towards one of my pine trees, barking, and I saw something black, small, and I thought, oh my God, not another skunk, because she had just gotten in a skunk. My Great Dane, all animals, oh hi, who are you? And it was terrible. Anyway, I thought, oh no, and I ran. I'm like, no, 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 no. And I saw when I got out there a puppy. She was tricolored and fuzz. And I picked up that dog, and she was so afraid. Hayes was huge. Hayes would stand and rub her head right here on me. I love you. And so here's this puppy. Here's this giant Great Dane, and it scared her. It's literally scared the shit out of her. I mean, came out of her bed. I did not care. I picked up that puppy and held her to me, and I knew at that moment this was my dog. Took her in, cleaned her up, fed her slowly, because all she had in her stomach, from what I could tell, was grass. She'd been eating grass. And that dog was traumatized. She was afraid of men in pickup trucks wearing baseball caps with a beard. See that? Freak out. Go to mommy. She'd lean against me so hard. So I thought, okay, it's a tricolor. She's an Aussie. She had no tail. Little nub. I think when they cut her tail, they left one vertebrae maybe. So if she would wiggle, her whole butt would go. And if you tried to touch her tail, you'd end up touching something else because it was so close to her, bunghole. She was this fuzzball with this coarse hair. It was like, oh my God, what is this dog going to look like? But she was also, if she heard coyotes, terrified. So I think she'd been harassed. So I lived on an acreage, and you went down the road from me, downhill to the river valley. And so people used to dump animals. So I had cats and a variety of animals just sort of showed up, But this one was special. And I named her Lily. Well, actually, I asked my grandson, what should we name the new puppy? He said Lily. So we named her Lily. And Lily grew up to be an 85-pound Australian Shepherd. I'm like, what is in this dog? She kind of looked like a Bernese Mountain Dog, but her face wasn't right. Didn't have that same muzzle thing. She had the more Aussie-looking head. She had light brown eyes. She was a pretty girl. Oh, was she pretty. That coarse hair left, and this beautiful hair. Now I realize, at her death, I found out it was Retriever, Golden Retriever. So she had this beautiful wavy hair. Most beautiful dog I ever had. Her hair was always perfect. Nothing ever stuck in it. That dog was so amazing. I mean, she did have a little bit of separation anxiety, but we worked through that. But she was so smart. This dog was so smart. Anywhere we went, I would look and say, kennel, and point to the ground, and that would be her kennel. She would get in that spot. If I said kennel, she'd go sit there or lay down. Wouldn't leave. She'd do whatever I told her to do. We'd go camping, and I remember one time I was trout fishing, and she was along with me, and no leash. I mean, I had one, but it was hanging around her neck. And I pointed to the ground and said, kennel. And she laid there, and people walked by, and they're like, your dog is just not getting up. I'm like, she does what I tell her to do. She was such a good dog. Never got sick. This dog survived 10 years. And she started acting like she wasn't feeling good. And I'm like, what is going on with my dog? This dog always is well. She's just not well. And I was laying in the grass, we were camping, and she laid next to me, and her tongue came out, and there was a huge tumor under her tongue. Great big. I'm like, oh, that's why she's having trouble eating, because food was falling out of one side of her mouth. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with my dog? This dog liked to eat. 85 pounds. Oh, we're going to have cat help. Oh, okay. She didn't knock it over. And I'm like, oh my God. So we rushed her over to the vet, called, said, I've got to see Dr. Henry. So we went. And Dr. Henry looked, said, okay. Took some blood, she's got T-cell lymphoma. What? Why? And the vet tech said, I know what litter she's from. She's 10 years old, isn't she? Yes. So there's this litter, somebody dumped or whatever, a litter of 10 Golden Aussies. And they knew of a couple of them. A few, 3 and 4, I don't know. But I'm like, oh, that makes perfect sense. She was very Australian Shepherd, and she knew how to herd naturally. She tried to herd us. I had to break her of some of that because she could trip me. She was constantly walking back and forth in front of me. I found out she could herd because the chickens got out one day, and I'm like, I see her squatting down. I'm like, okay, let's do this. I'm like, I go like this with my hand, and she moves forward. We herded all the chickens back in. She would lay in front of the chicken coop fenced in area door and not let them come out. She was a chicken herder. Anyway, they said we could do surgery, but T-cell lymphoma is super common in Goldens. They are studying this in Golden Retrievers. Why? It's genetic. It's such a shame. That's such a good dog. Only lasts 10 years. I'm heartbroken still. So we had the tumor removed, and they put her on prednisone. They said she could get chemo, but her chance of surviving any longer is only like a month or 2. I'm like, no, I am not putting my dog through that. Besides, you had to take her. She'd spend the night. They put the drip in her. You'd bring her home. She'd be sick as a dog. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I watched my mom go through chemo and some other friends that had chemo. I'm like, no. I want her to live her life with me. The end of her life. I didn't want her to be confused. So my thing with dogs, you cannot talk to a dog and tell them why you're leaving them somewhere. Now, this dog had anxiety when she wasn't around me. And she had never, except for when she got fixed, stayed overnight at a vet. She did for the surgery. And when I went to get her, she was so happy to see me. That butt, beautiful dog. I still cry. That dog was special. I mean, she had some weird... She was afraid of smoke detectors. Beep! What's going on? And the printer would start printing, and she was, phew! She'd go into her kennel or whatever, and the printer was in the room at the kennel, and then she'd come out for a while. That didn't work well, because then she was like, where do I go to hide? I don't know why she was afraid of printers. Something about the sound of them. Smoke detectors and printers. She didn't like other people a lot. I mean, she was friendly, but she would be stuck to me when new people, and I would pet her and tell her it's okay, and they'd pet her, and everybody loved her. When she got to know people, they all wanted her. People give me money. Can I have your dog? I'll give you money. No, you can't have my dog. She's the best dog I ever had. Okay, this is how smart she was. I would look at her and say, do you want dinner? Actually, I called it breakfast. Do you want breakfast? No matter what meal it was, breakfast. She'd just look at me. I'd go, do you want out? And she'd bow. So she would bow with her front legs, and that meant yes. She knew yes. She learned it from my Great Dane. My Great Dane would do it once in a while. Lily made it her thing. I mean, she knew so many words. She was such a smart dog and loving to me and the family. Other people she wasn't so sure of. She wasn't so sure of men. Beards. Now, she liked my friend Ben. He had a beard, but she knew him. He loves all animals, and he loved her, and she loved him back. So she got sick, right? Once they're diagnosed with this lymphoma, they usually only live a couple months, and she made it 2 months. We put her down when she stopped being able to eat. This was before Thanksgiving. That 2 months before Thanksgiving. It was late summer. It was September. Yeah, it was September. And we decided we're going to give her the best life we can give her until it's time for her to go. And that dog loved to eat. Oh man, you want to eat? You want treats? I'll make cookies. You can have them. She just got whatever she wanted. She thought this was fantastic. We bought wet food and mixed it in. Because they get terrible breath and it rots their teeth, wet food, so I'm not a believer. But you know what? She didn't have much life left. And she made it to Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving Day she got turkey and dressing and gravy and potatoes. And that dog just loved it. Was that a couple days before Thanksgiving? Yeah, she started losing her appetite. So she ate on Thanksgiving because we gave her this. But she had stopped eating regular food at that point. And was it the next day? I'm not exactly sure. But she stopped eating. We tried to give her something she would love. A piece of meat, Chicken. We made chicken tonight. Want some chicken? Nope. She would not eat. And it happened so fast. I think it was Thanksgiving Day. I saw the tumors. So it's a lymphoma that attacks the mucous membranes is what she had. So she probably had these tumors, they said, in her throat. Who knows? But they started showing up. It's like one day she didn't have them. The next day she had 4. Boop, 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 in her mouth. It was just, oh, no. And a weird smell coming out of her. I was like, oh, no. So she stopped eating. So I called Dr. Henry. I said, I think it's time. So Boone Veterinary Hospital, Boone, Iowa. Best vets ever. Love that place. They weren't overpriced. They loved your pets. They didn't have attitude. Dr. Henry, she owns 2 Great Danes, was a wonderful vet. I don't live up there anymore. I wish I did, because I take my current dog to her, who has all sorts of issues. But we took her in and said, it's time, because I didn't want her to suffer. What a great vet hospital. They have a special room with a couch, a nice carpet. It's just very, very nice. And you go in there with your dog, and you can bring your other dog, which we did because I wanted Tobin, my other dog, to understand what was happening. Not just to think, well, you got rid of Lily, dumped her somewhere. So we went, and first they gave her a shot of sedative. And I laid on the floor and pet her. My wife was there, and she was like... We were just so sad. And finally, Dr. Henry came and gave her the shot, the pink juice. And I just held her as she left. That was the hardest thing I have ever done with pets, is put down Lily. It's been 2 years. Still miss her. I still wish she was she would wear a backpack. We'd go hiking. She'd wear a backpack and we could put our water one on each side and she'd be fine with it. She actually pulled a cart for us. First time we put it on her, she thought the devil was chasing her, but once she figured out what it was, she was okay with it. So I have this video I'm going to splice into this for anyone that wants to see. And this video was not done generally to be put out there, so the sound isn't the best, but you can see my Lily. And this is the day we put her down. I think it was the day after Thanksgiving, or 2 days after Thanksgiving. I don't know. I want another Golden Aussie, but you never can replace them. The next one you get will be more like an Aussie, and they're lunatics. I've known a number of pure Australian Shepherds, and I always said I'd never own one because they bark, 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 and they're uncontrollable. They're like these monsters. And I said, nope, not having another one of them. But mixed with Retriever, beautiful dog. So I'm going to stitch this in, and this video was taken the day we went and put her down. There was no way I was going to let that dog suffer. I wanted to keep her. I want to keep this dog for as long as I can, but I don't want her to suffer. She didn't want to eat. She looked like she didn't feel good. The weird smell coming out of her, like things were rotting, and bleed. Her mouth had, it's a terrible thing, cancer. Cancer took one of my best friends. Cancer took my mother. Cancer took my grandmother. It'll probably take me. My sister's had cancer multiple times, still alive. I've had all I've had is malignant melanoma, but uterine cancer runs in my family, and I had all that taken out. I don't want to have to go through what my mom went through. She survived that. It was the lung cancer that killed her. But okay, I'm going to stitch this in, and you guys will get to see the beautiful Lily.
Lily, Lily, hi, hi, baby. Are you taking a video?
I am.
Hi, oh.
Oh, the Lily, and there goes Tobin. Hey, Toby.
My sweet girl, my sweet girl.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna miss you so much, my sweet angel. Oh, we did not deserve you. No one deserves such a beautiful, wonderful dog.
I'm still recording.
Come here, love. Hi. Oh, yeah, a hug. Oh, that's a good hug. Oh, I love when you hug me. Yeah. Oh, that's the best hug ever. Oh, you're so beautiful. Even sick, look how beautiful you are. You are the most beautiful dog I have ever had. Kind, sweet, loving, lovey girl. Yes. Oh, you might have golden retriever in you, but you never played retrieve. You never liked that. Why are you throwing that ball? You go get it.
The Aussie was strong.
Just fine, yeah.
Aussie was strong in this girl.
Yes. Sweet girl. Yeah. Yeah.
Hi. Hi, baby. So that was my Lily. And I know she looks okay in the video, but if you had seen her close up, her mouth and stuff, she was not okay. And she had already lost, by that point, I don't know, 15 pounds. She looked fine, didn't she? But she was not fine. Her whole nose, in her nose, it was terrible. And I can't remember what they call it, but it attacked. It went after the mucous membrane things and organs and stuff. I'm not exactly sure where else she had it besides her face, but she had stopped eating. And I didn't want to put her through it. I didn't want her to waste away and have tumors growing all over her. It wasn't going to happen. So that was my beautiful Lily. You know, and some people said, well, why didn't you have the chemo? I'm like, because I didn't want to torture her. She didn't know what was going on. She didn't know why she was sick. She didn't know what was happening. Dogs do not know. You put them through things for you, not for them. There's no way they were gonna. Nope. So, oh, I noticed behind me, see this? This is Lily and my Great Dane, Hayes. They were buds. Lily protected, or Great Hayes protected Lily. It was good. I miss them. Okay, that's enough for now.